How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to our Goalie Be It Bro series with HAKUNA Matata. We lost the first game 1-0. It was a heartbreaker, goal late in the third. But we have the Brandon Wheat Kings up next in Game 2 of the Memorial Cup, so let's get this game going. Now, personally, I don't care if we win the Memorial Cup. I mean, if we win, we play. It means we played well. It means the rest of our team played well. It's awesome. But I think if you win the whole thing, it really limits where you can go in the draft. I mean, you'll probably be top 10 in my opinion, just based on past experiences. So you know what? I just want to play well. Whether our team scores enough goals or not, I can't really control that. So if we lose a game here and there, it could really open the possibilities of where we could end up in the draft. And I think that can make it a lot more interesting because you don't always want to end up on like the same couple of teams, the bad teams basically from last year's real NHL. If it puts us on a contender right away, it's awesome. And I just realized a right defenseman's a whore. Let's go. H-O-R-E. Alright, so. The main point of the video right here. EA blue balled us hard. Now, maybe you've noticed already. I mean, it's been about a week. When the game came out, there was a patch. One of the last patches was in EASHL for online. Has a goalie. If you pulled yourself, you would control the extra attacker. And that was a game changer nonetheless for EASHL. That was actually huge. Because the computers, they're not that smart, and they don't put pressure, especially if you're down a goal late. So there's really no point in pulling the goalie late in the game if you're down, you're down a goal. And this would really change how EASHL is played. And I was very interested to see how it would work at the competitive level, like for Pro Series, for example, where money's on the line. And do the teams that have goalies who are also good skaters, are they going to have that much of an advantage, or is it because it's something that's rarely used, maybe something that wouldn't matter that much? But a day or two later, a new update came and they took it away from us. There was apparently some glitchy stuff with it. It was messing up player stats, where let's say I pulled myself and I became a skater. The game would no longer register me as a goalie when the game would finish. So I wouldn't get credit for the game played, I wouldn't get credit for any of my stats, and I wasn't going to get credit for a win or a loss. So obviously when it comes to experience and stats, you want those things because for ESHL, just in case you're only an offline player, you have to level your player up to be able to customize your equipment, basically. Your glove, your blocker, your pad, your sticks, they all start off as a default white, and then the more you play, you'll be able to unlock, for right now, my goalie only has his glove, his stick, and his blocker colored. The pads are still white. I need to win like 3 more games with it. So obviously that matters in that sense. But when it comes to leaderboards, I don't care if my stats show up on the leaderboards or not, because they don't matter. They haven't been accurate for years. It basically just comes down to who plays the most. You could have, pretty bad stats as a goalie, or pretty okay stats as a goalie. But if you play thousands of games more than everyone else, you're gonna be at the top of the leaderboards. I know that's how it is for Hut. I know a lot of Hut people complain about that. Oh, trickle! Oh, what a deflection! There we go, 1-0. Oh, gave him a knuckleball there, slow motion. So I don't really care about that. I'd rather just have the ability to play as the extra attacker. And if my stats don't count, then they don't count. Like, who cares at that point? What else was there? So that right there was 100% fact. This next part, it could be true, might not be. This one's just not 100% confirmed yet. Obviously, if your stats aren't counting, when it comes to ESHL, your wins, when you win and you lose, your club moves up the leaderboards, you get points or you lose points. Based on, you win or you lose. Now, if you're a sixes club, you get more experience. You get more points to move up when you're a sixes club than if you're a twos club. So the bigger clubs, you get more points than the smaller clubs, basically what it comes down to. Now, if you pulled your goalie for an extra attacker, and it wasn't registering your player as a goalie anymore, it might not have been confirming your game as a sixes game anymore. So it only registers you as a fives club. So whether you won or lost, you might not be moving up the leaderboards or down the leaderboards as much as your club should have. Now, once again, leaderboard's not a big deal. I don't care that much because I don't care whether my club is... Oh! Look at that. I don't care whether my club is, number 1 on the EA leaderboards. I care whether our club would win Pro Series, because that means we were the best for that season and we got the cash prize and all that stuff. What else was there? Now, as I said, the club leaderboards, they don't really matter, but it might sort of matter in the future. I'm going to give you that right after this possession for Y. A little rumor going down for EA. Oh, that was actually a nice little play by them. Oh, that was this poor reaction time by me. Okay, so the rumor going around, it's not really a rumor. It's something that a couple of game changers did say that they presented this idea to EA and they're considering it. I don't know if it's been confirmed yet. Is that they would reward the top club for each month by giving them a prize or rewarding them in some manner. And one of the prizes they were considering was to allow that top club for each month to upload or basically add their own personal team logo to the game. So, you know, that person like draws their own thing or something, or maybe EA would help them out, and you know, their team logo would be added, and then everyone else can pick from it from the game. That was a pretty unique way of, you know, rewarding teams, rewarding the good teams, or just rewarding people for playing your game a lot in general, because you need to play a lot to be at the top of each month. Now, if that's one of the things that they plan on doing, then this glitch actually does affect it in a sense where the leaderboards aren't, even though they weren't accurate to begin with, they're not going to be accurate for their own personal rankings. So that could be something that could have been under consideration as well. As a goalie, as a player, I just want to play the game. I want to try and get the best gameplay as possible, best experience possible. And I think the extra attacker really would have revolutionized how ESHL is played. Now, as a goalie, it's not the greatest change for ESHL, for goalies in history. Obviously, the biggest improvements have to come to the goalie mechanics, the saves, the animations, and all that stuff. But this was definitely the biggest change for ESHL. So they're gonna try and fix it, and then you know, put it back when it's fixed. That could be a month. It could be a lot longer than a month. It could be NHL 18 for all we know. So all we have to do is wait, and we got blue balled hard. So that is my little mini rant about. That's not really a rant. I'm just providing the facts for you guys. Obviously, I would love to have it. It's not there for us, and that's how it goes. Obviously, if enough people complain about it, if enough goalies complain, you know, comment sections, EA forums, you know, they'll let them know on Twitter about it. Maybe if enough people react, maybe they'll expedite the process a little bit. Maybe we'll get it a little bit sooner. It'll move up their priority list. So maybe that's something that we can do as players. Alright, so what is... Ah! I'm not in my crease for whatever reason. Okay. Now, what is this next I want to talk about? A little bit of goalie tips for you guys. Alright, so one of the biggest things for not just NHL 17 in general, but playing offline is completely different than playing online. That's one of the things that I have to get used to, that we all have to get used to in general. You can be a lot more aggressive against computers in the crease at times, or a lot more passive at other times than you would against a human player. You notice the computers, they don't take that many very wide angle shots. By wide angle, I mean like in this area over here, where human players, it's like the go-to shot because they know that human goalies have trouble with that angle. So we can use that a little bit to our advantage. We know that computer players, they don't, or it's extremely rare for them to do wraparounds, so we don't need to hold the post as often as we would against a human player. Oh, we're good, we're good. And one of the biggest... There we go, we're good. Oh. One of the biggest things that I would recommend for any goalie, online or offline, it probably helps the offline a little bit more. You go to practice mode. Just go all the way to the right, practice mode, when you go to the main menu, all the way to the right. Goalie practice, you do a 3-on-0. Three offensive players, and then you have no one on defense. You're just basically by yourself. Now, they get a little bit predictable at times, but what it's really going to teach you, and I recommend, try just for a little bit, don't use the butterfly button at all. Just focus on the left stick. I'm risking. That was a risky throw, especially because they had their guy there. And it's really going to teach you how to limit your use of the butterfly button. Because a lot of mistakes I see is that people go to the butterfly way too often. And I'll wait for the puck to leave the zone. They're gonna overslide in scenarios where the puck is like towards the middle of the net and they just go right past it for an easy goal. It's just harder to move around the crease, especially if you drop too early. There's a cross crease. It's harder to move around while in the butterfly. And I'm not saying don't use the butterfly at all, but it's really going to teach you that you don't need it as often as you probably think you should. No one's on my right. We're good. Come on, get rid of it. There we go. Spears. And your movements in general are going to be in much more control. You're going to have so much more control of your goalie when you just use the left stick, and that's a bad turnover. Breakaway? Breakaway? Oh, we're good. Alright, so that right there, he missed, what? Breakaways. That's a big thing. Breakaways against computers are completely different against humans. When you're up against the computer, man, this is a breakaway, not a penalty shot. A breakaway, you have to be crazy aggressive against them, and they're basically going to just shoot it right into you. I mean, it's not even a question at that point. So notice he missed it wide there. Now, when the puck's behind the net, a nice little trick is to just use the right stick, and he'll immediately lock himself into that post. Now, once again, it's not something that you need to do against computers that much, but you can get on the post and then immediately come off it to get into a position where you like to be. But it's definitely a useful trick for online. And we scored a second goal. There we go. We're good. Okay, we're good. Oh, rebound. Not much I could do about that one. I liked how I made that first save, though. Alright, alright. Not facing as many shots as I thought I would have. I know in my NHL 16 series, the shots, I mean, I am playing 4-minute periods instead of the 5 that it usually is. Try to make the videos a little bit shorter for you guys, because if you go to overtime and then a shootout, it's a half hour or well past that. So when I did 4-minute periods last year, it was, you know, you get games of like 15 shots, 16 shots, but then you could get like 25 to 30, so I'm not too worried right now that I'm not facing as much as I would like. If after, you know, 5 or 6 episodes I'm still not facing a lot of shots, then I'll consider, you know, upping it to 5 minutes for you guys. So 23.9. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you. Apologies. Armor, let's go. Campbell. No problem. HAKUNA MATATA. No problem. We good, we good. Gettinger. Oh, and the 2. Hey, let's see how many shots we're facing. Only 8 apiece, not bad, not bad. One of the biggest, there hasn't been that many power plays. I know we've had 1, but they really haven't had any to rack up the shot count. That's really a big thing when it comes to facing shots. Alright, here we go. Big third. Let's try and do some call-outs. Alright, so when the puck's behind the net, against computers you don't need to do that much. Just butterfly. You don't have to hold the post. But if it's close to the post, my normal movement is precision on. This is precision on. This is my default movement. Hold on 1 second, and that can help you guys out. So when the puck's like behind the net in the corner, you know, right now the right side of the net is completely open. So I'm going to actually hold the precision button to turn it off. I'm quickly going to nudge the left stick to move me as close to that post as possible. And that's how I can lock up short side. Don't trickle in, okay? That's how I'm going to lock up short side from without actually holding the post. But I can get really close to that post, and the game will let you. Now, if I keep doing that and I keep getting beat short side, then you know what? Maybe it doesn't work like NHL 16. That's an adjustment we'll have to make. But it seems to work so far. Obviously, it's early on. It's only been, you know, less than a month, so we'll see how that goes. Trying to impart my wisdom to you guys. Defense, Quenville. Shearer. Oh, big block by Gettinger. You're going to notice in NHL 17, you're going to need to play a little bit more centered to the shot than you would have to in the past. Especially in NHL 16, the range of your, what's it called? The range of your limbs, your arms and your legs to really go out and make that you know, that pretty impressive save. They shrunk that down a little bit in 17. So your arms might not reach as far as you're used to, so just keep that in mind if you give up a goal. You're like, oh, I would have made that save last year. You know what? It's not going to work this year. You might have to move a little bit closer to the shot than you normally would. What else is there? There's something I wanted to say along those lines. I just can't remember. So go me. Wheaton, Patrick. We're good. Stand up. We're good. We're good. Let's go. HAKUNA MATATA. See, now in past games, I might have been a little bit deeper in the net, knowing that my arms and stuff would have, my limbs would have made that save in general. Oh, big goal, 3-1. I'm sorry I missed it. NHL 17, got to be a little bit more aggressive. I just take a tiny step forward compared to last year. And especially when the puck's just like drifting towards the, the slot right in the middle. Just stand in the middle. That's all you got to do. Wheaton. It's definitely not Wheaton for the Wheat Kings. Oh, he was born for this team. Here we go. Cross. Let's go. HAKUNA MATATA. No problem, boys. That was just the left stick, nothing else. If I was a little bit too far out of the crease, then I would have considered the right stick or a butterfly push or even a desperation dive at that point. But I took a tiny step deeper towards the crease, towards the center of my crease. I was confident that if he took a short side shot, my blocker was going to have it. And then I just had pretty good reaction time at that point. Very good save right there. Kaspic, what do you got for me, bud? You got nothing. Mateos. Let's go. Let's go. We got nothing. Oh, let's go. Can't stop us. Wait, can't stop us. I'm the one stopping them. That made no sense. 4 minutes ago. There we go. Now we're facing shots. 2-on-1. No, we're good. 2-on-2. Kaspic. We're good. White. Where's my whore? I want my whore of a defenseman. We're up 3-1. They're going to pull their goalie soon. I know the last game, we had to pull our goalie, but we didn't get a good look of how the computer reacts, how they play when there's an extra attacker on the ice. So I'm definitely interested to see when the other team pulls their goalie with a minute left, are they actually going to have everyone forecheck? Because you basically have to, or are they going to just keep sitting back and letting you get the extra net goal? That's always been a problem with EA games. All right, they're pulling their goalie. Big save right there. All right, so do they put pressure on you? Yeah, it looks like they put a little bit of pressure. And, there was an open guy. So it looks a little bit better so far. Obviously, that was only like 3 seconds. The extra attacker just got on the ice. So maybe they were adjusting their programming and they got a little bit confused. Whore! Spears. There we go. Duke. Oh, it's if that went in, that was on me. There was no need to drop the butterfly, especially playing that deep in the net. He had the angle for top corner, so I definitely should have stayed standing up there. Or if I did want to drop the butterfly, I'd be a little bit more out of my crease to cut off that angle a little bit better. Cheer. Let's go. Oh, play. 3 seconds left. We're good. God, how many shots did we face that period? We had 8 in the first 2. Definitely have more than that right now. Big 4-1 win. Oh, shot it off the draw. Good for them. Big 4-1 win. Let's go. We got this. Quick game overall, too. There wasn't that many power plays. More penalties that we commit or they commit, then the game will be a little bit longer. So I got an 80 in saves, even though my save percentage was a lot higher than 80. That's just something that doesn't make sense to me. I'm going to definitely have to ask what is up with this. So let's hold on. Be a pro. Yeah, I played awesome. HAKUNA MATATA is the best. We know. All right, so all right. So 17 of 18 shots. Let's just figure out. Let's just look at what that is for a quick second. 17 of 18. Goalies. 944. I mean, that speaks for itself right there. 944. Okay. And I thought my positioning was pretty good. I let you know when I make some mistakes here and there. So I'm honest with my gameplay. So a 944 equals an 80% of B+, apparently. Okay. Does it tell me what I didn't do? No, it doesn't even tell me what I did do. My positioning is a 68, apparently. Okay. And team play is 66%. So I don't even know. Did I commit turnovers? I don't know. I think I committed one, maybe. Maybe if I threw a puck in a corner. I don't remember. But, like, those grades just don't make sense. And I know one of the big things that it's probably calculating that's hurting against me is it takes all the controls that you do in a game. So I'm probably not holding the post when it wants me to. That's probably lowering my grade a little bit. But overall, that stuff shouldn't matter. I mean, I won 17 of 18. So if you guys are having that sort of problem, let me know as well. Because I'm having that online as well. I remember I had... You don't face that many shots when it comes to, sixes, competitive gameplay. And I had a 12-shot shutout. Obviously wasn't like, nothing like this, 18 shots, 20 shots, but a 12-shot shutout. So that's a 100% save percentage. And my saves rating was under 80%. I was in the 70s. So that just doesn't make sense to me. And just let me know what you think in the comments below, I guess, about that stuff. So let me just quit to the hub. Yep. We're the best, 17 to 18. HAKUNA MATATA. I hope you guys learned a lot. I hope you guys had a lot of fun. Thanks for watching. And let's see what we got going on right now. The Royun. I have trouble saying this team name, so I'm not even going to try with it right now. This is the third game of the Memorial Cup. See you guys next time, and thanks for watching.